So something interesting that was revealed recently, or that we've all seen recently anyway in the Gran Turismo community, is Pharrell basically turning up at the Polyphony offices and with Sony. Like it seems like a weird crossover that we didn't know we sort of wanted or needed really, Jordan, but it could be anything behind this, couldn't there? And it came out of the blue, didn't it?
I mean, that was one of the most random things I think I've ever seen. I'm used to getting random stuff from Polyphony and Gran Turismo. You just
Yeah.
have no idea what Kazunori is cooking, Chef Kaz. You have no idea what that guy's cooking up. But I got the notification for that, and it was late at night. I was getting ready for bed, and there was this tweet from Kazunori, and he's like, Pharrell Williams visited Polyphony, and I was like, huh? Am I reading this right? And then I saw the pictures, and I'm like, this actually happened? It's such a strange crossover, but I was racking my brain of like, what could this be about? And obviously he's the men's creative director, designer for Louis Vuitton, and there's the LVMH group connection there, and Gran Turismo's obviously made this sort of surprising push into the fashion industry. So there is a possible connection there. But the more I looked into it, I realized he's been signed with Sony Music for over 30 years now. He's most well known as a musician. And I think we have seen Gran Turismo sort of taking another turn into or towards music. I think with the Music Rally, famously, of course, we have the vroom, 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 vroom song in there. And
I actually really like that song. I'm dead sorry. I love that song. It's actually in my liked songs on Spotify. It really is.
Yeah, but Gran Turismo has a history with these big names like Snoop Dogg, and the older titles have these really big connections to the music industry. And so I would be really surprised if they came out with a partnership with somebody like Pharrell for a game that's been out for a few years. Yes. I feel like he is such a big name here in the U.S. Anyway. I mean, he is over here. He's one of the biggest names in the music industry, one of the biggest names in pop culture. He's a really big deal, and I think that's, if you're working with somebody like that, I don't think you connect him with a product that is on its way down, that's on its way out. Yeah. I think that's something you do with a new product that you want to sell. So I think the simplest explanation is that he is collaborating or working on probably the title song for Gran Turismo 8, and that's the simplest explanation. I think that's really the only thing that makes a lot of sense to me, unless we're going to have a Pharrell Vision GT car, which seems like an even
straight
bigger
to Brand
stretch.
Central.
Yeah,
that would be a very intriguing one. Very, very intriguing one. It's strange to think how far it could have potentially come, actually, getting Pharrell on board from the days of Feeder on Gran Turismo 1 to Gran Turismo 3. I don't think they were on Gran Turismo 4, were they, Feeder? But even that alone, it's a band from Wales on our little island over here in the UK. Like, Japanese producers and developers have chosen a random little band from Wales, and but it's got the right vibe to it. And that's the thing, Pharrell is such a diverse musician. His music can be, sorry, not diverse isn't the word. What am I thinking of? Versatile. Very versatile musician. And his music could fit so many different genres and so many different styles that it could very much work in Gran Turismo. Because look at the music we've had in the games before. I mean, again, just playing Gran Turismo 4 recently, the failed music on the license tests in that is one of the strangest choices of music I've ever heard in my life. You never know what you're going to get. Like we've said, Jordan, from Polyphony, you've got no idea, have you, ever?
No, but you remember it. It was
exactly.
Notable.
Yeah.
It wasn't just something throwaway. And I think you made a great point with Pharrell, because if you listen to the music that he's involved with, like, you can't really pigeonhole him into one sort of genre. And There's a clue, I think, in the pictures that Kazunori posted on social media that there's the group photo, and actually front and center is Daiki Kasho, who is responsible for a lot of the music that we hear in the game, and he's right there with Pharrell. So as I noted in our article on GT Planet, I've been to that studio where Pharrell was visiting in Tokyo at Polyphony Digital's Tokyo office, and Daiki Kasho has a studio there. They could do basically anything that Pharrell needed to do, or if he wanted to collaborate, or even probably record some vocals for music, or adjust the production of a song. They could do all that there in Tokyo, and I hear he's in Tokyo quite a bit, so it makes sense if he's collaborating with them. At some point, he would need to go and work with Daiki Kasho and Kazunori on a song. So I think that's another vote for the musical connection, a musical reason, I guess, for his visit to Polyphony.
Yeah, it's a mighty exciting potential joint venture that we'll have to wait and see on, I suppose. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right, though. I think upcoming game would be more of a priority than already existing game. So we'll keep our ears to the ground on that, I suppose. And
and another thing too, I think that I've got a lot to say. I think Sony, when the Gran Turismo movie came out, I think for Sony, like big Sony, when they saw that connection and how well the Gran Turismo movie did, I think it did pretty well, and how much awareness that raised for the Gran Turismo brand and for Sony in general. I'd say that would have made Sony Music say, hey, we want to get in on this Gran Turismo thing, because Sony Pictures had a big win with the Gran Turismo movie. PlayStation obviously has a big win with Gran Turismo. So Sony Music said, who's one of our biggest stars that we could get involved with the Gran Turismo brand? They're going to say, hey, why not work with Pharrell? He's kind of got that quirky personality that fits in with Gran Turismo. Let's have him collaborate on that. Just a theory, but I think it makes sense.
I think it's a very, very, very good one, because it's certainly realistic based on, there's clues here and there, like you said, that is what's going on. But we'll have to wait and see whether they confirm that or not. And we might not even know until the game releases. You never know. They could make a thing of it up front, because, like you said, he's a big deal. They've got every right to, if that's going to be the case. But until
maybe
the game's
we'll see him DJing at a Gran Turismo live event this year.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, now the GT World Series is just around the corner, actually. So we'll be keeping our eye out for his attendance, actually, for those events, I suppose, won't we?
That would be something.
Absolutely would. Well, we'll wait and see, like I say, and hopefully Gran Turismo 8 will have some very funky music on it at the very least.
We'll see.